107 days until Election Day, President Joe Biden announcing he is ending his reelection campaign. The president released the decision today in a statement at 1:46 p.m. Eastern Time. Mr. Biden saying, quote, "It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term." In a separate social media post at about 2:13 Eastern, the president endorsed his Vice President Kamala Harris to replace him as his party's standard bearer ahead of its national convention, which begins August 19th in Chicago. And then we heard from the vice president, who wrote, "I am honored to have the president's endorsement, and my intention is to earn and win this nomination. Over the past year, I have traveled across the country talking with Americans about the clear choice in this momentous election. And that is what I will continue to do in the days and weeks ahead. I will do everything in my power to unite the Democratic Party and unite our nation to defeat Donald Trump and his extreme Project 2025 agenda." It should be noted, we now just have 107 days until Election Day. And so Kamala Harris says, "Together we will fight, and together we will win." Now, the president is at home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, this weekend recovering from COVID. He is expected to address the nation later this week. He's the first president since Lyndon Johnson in 1968 to decline to seek a second term. CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes is at the White House. And Nancy, what do we know about how the president came to this historic decision?
Well, he came to this decision within the past 24 hours. It has been days, if not weeks, of White House officials from the president on down insisting that he was in it to win it, that he was tuning out the doubters, and that he was going to win this race. Until this morning, when we started to get word that potentially he had a change of heart. Right around 2 o'clock Eastern Time this afternoon, he made it official in an announcement to the American people. We're told that just a few minutes before that, he told his senior advisors. Before that, though, holed up in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. He was there with just a few members of his inner circle, including his deputy chief of staff, his longtime right-hand woman, Annie Tomasini, two of his longtime senior advisors, Mike Donnellan and Steve Rischetti. All those doubters, it appears, just got too loud, and he started to have a change of heart. After he told the American people that he had decided to bow out of the race, he threw his support behind Vice President Harris. We got word, Nora, from the president's brother earlier today saying that the president's health, he believes, was a factor in his decision. But just a short time ago, I heard from a source close to the Biden family, and they said that Frank Biden, the president's younger brother, is an alcoholic, that he hasn't spoken to the president in weeks, and that the president's health had nothing to do with his decision to leave the race.